How's it going, guys? Welcome to the Weeb Lounge. I am Nick, and in this character spotlight, we got Bunny Pecos. Miss Christina, Wild Edition. She punches things. If there's any character in this game that is like out of character in a different iteration, it is definitely this. I always look at Christina as like, the serious, no nonsense, kind of messing with people or whatever thing. Now, slap some bunny ears on, upgrade the Pecos, punch things. I ain't complaining. I like this character. But yeah, it's funny in its own right. You saw picture in the first part, her just laying there with the things, and I ain't just Bunny Pecos. Look, I never thought I'd put Bunny Pecos next to each other, but I guess it's more common than you think about it. Anyways, let's go ahead and get into the skill. Skill number 1, Rapid Rabbit. I would be rabbit. Nope, don't go there. Single target physical damage charging attack with a knockback, but it does follow it up immediately with a small area attack. Okay, let me try to explain this. Basically, she targets the very front character, charges in and punches them and knocks back. But while she's still there, up into their line, she does a little AoE, and if there's anything in her immediate vicinity, can't talk, they're going to take a hit as well, and it's always critical strikes. Always critical strikes. So basically, if you want to make it really, really simple, it's a frontline damage attack where the frontmost character gets a knockback. Think of it that way, makes things simple, only it's always a crit. And Christina's always got that thing, it's always a crit. Actually, I'm not too sure about the one where the Christmas edition of her, because nobody ever uses the Christmas edition of her. That's up right now on Global. Don't pull for it. Bad, horrible version of her. Skill number 2, Elevation. Let's see, elevation or elevation. I'm going with it. Increases physical attack power with a permanent buff and gives her a 6-second window that gives her immunity to all physical attacks. Okay, now here's the thing. When her initial start with her skill tree is like skill 2, which is this one, then skill 1, then skill 2, then skill 1. So she's effectively going to be immune to physical attacks for like, I don't know if they're going to overlap or whatever, but potentially up to 12 seconds right off the bat. Yeah, that's kind of powerful, and you're kind of thinking, this is probably going to be an arena character. You'd be right. Okay, this is very much an arena character. EX skill increases her physical attack power. If you happen to have her at 5 stars, greatly increases it. That's kind of a no-brainer because Bunny Punch and Bunny Pecos. Anyways, Union Burst. It is Brutus Avalon. Brutus Avalon. Yep, I'm right. It is a small AoE attack focused on the first enemy in front. The attack will always hit everything, and one of the hits was always going to be a guaranteed critical strike. So it's basically kind of the same thing as skill number 1. Frontline damage attack, no pushback, guaranteed 1 hit crit. One of the hits is going to be a crit. So it's kind of sort of the same thing. But in case characters move around or whatever, they make it a slightly different mechanic that basically has the same effect. So just don't think about it too much. Frontline, whatever. So this character got back to Patton. Never mind. It's the Bunny Pecos thing. That was bringing the Bunny Pecos thing. Like when I saw Christina, the Wild Edition, I was like, okay, I'm rolling for this. And thankfully, because I didn't have many jewels left at the time or whatever, like 1 paid multi is all I needed to do. I had like the freebie carryover, and then I did 1 more, and boom, I got her. Otherwise, I was actually going to pass. I'm not too sure that's necessarily a wise thing. Let's get in here. This is still the event, just kind of grinding some stuff, so we'll just throw her in here on her own, and she'll be able to handle this just fine. Now, see the charge? She jumps in there and does a little bit of an AoE. That's just what she does. Charge in, a little bit of an AoE. That's the best explanation and example of that. She'll do it again here fairly soon, unless she punches all these things to death. He's a little bit more hippity hop, if you ask me. I don't know about that. Punch, AoE. course, there's only one character there, but that's what she does. And these things are going really quick. So, what good is this character for? Well, she's rated SS. SS in the arena. And if you think about it, you know, I haven't even used her in the arena yet, but I already know she's going to be pretty good. And like, let's say you put her in there, you know, you're going to get some group physical damage, okay? She's going to be really good. She's physical damage. She's immune to physical damage. So if you put her against a physical group, and that's like the win thing, I'm going to do it again just for the win thing. That win thing, it's funny because it's like one of the cutest ones there is, but it's Christina. And then she's not known for this. Just do it again. I need tickets anyways. So, say you pair her up with like New Year's Muimi, okay? New Year's Muimi comes charging it or whatever, and she has like full immunity to everything for like the first 8 seconds, as long as you got her unique equipment or something along those lines. Then you got her, who's basically immune to physical damage right off the bat, pretty much for 6 seconds. So you have full immunity, physical immunity, and you could probably get like regular Chris in there and try to get her Uni Burst off real quick and get another immunity, even though that's probably not a good idea, at least not at this point on JP. But that's just like, okay, we're starting to get to these characters that are trying to avoid that insta-give thing that it seems like every single battle on JP is. Like on JP, for the longest time, it's been like, okay, the battle is basically going to be determined within the first 2 seconds of the fight. You know, the charge up all the technique point gauges. Somebody does Union Burst and melts the other team, and she dances around and wags her tail. I love it. I absolutely love it. Like, share, subscribe, hit that notification if you like Christina, if you like my channel, if you like the bunny Pecos. I'm going to get a lot of likes on this one, I hope. Anyways, is this character a necessary pull? Well, here's the thing. She's rated SS tier in the arena. I mean, that's an obvious given. So if you're an arena buff, if you like to try to stay #1, you need everything you can get, then obviously you kind of got to get her, right? But in all practical purposes, is it a character you really need? No. But I also want to think that, you know, she's only rated like A tier and a couple other things, which is A tier is actually below average, okay? S seems to be the average. SS above average, which Christina is in the arena. And then it's really, really hard to get to triple S tier. There's only a few true triple S tier characters. But I have a feeling that at some boss fights, or maybe even Luna Tower or something, there might be some mechanics where she comes in handy. Because she's a pretty decent damage dealer. She really is. So to say that she's arena only, I'm not sure that's actually terribly accurate. Because there could be some boss fights where, you know, survivability is really key and you need some damage in there. Plus, she's got the permanent buffs that constantly stack, so she could eventually do a heck of a lot of damage. You throw her up against a boss or, you know, something with some minions or whatever, she's going to do a pushback. She's going to be doing a lot of damage with guaranteed crits and some guaranteed hits. I can see her actually being useful in certain boss fights and other certain situations. So I don't think it's actually going to be a primarily only arena character. There may be some instances where she is useful in other places, which doesn't necessarily still make her a must pull. But if you're on the fence and you're wondering, you know, do I pull her? Do I not? You know, she's primarily arena, whatever. This one's kind of on you guys. You know, do I recommend pulling her? I'm going to say yes, with the caveats. The caveat being, do you really care that much about arena? Okay, the nuances that she may or may not have with boss fights, they may or may not be there. They may not show up. She may never show up at any kind of boss strategy or anything ever. That's a hypothesis I'm thinking of just based off of her mechanics, because it seems like it could be a viable thing to do. But if you're really, really focused on the arena and you want to push the arena, this is a really, really good character to get. So that's where I say it's pretty much subjective, depending on what you guys want to do. I would have to say that if you're really, really into the arena and you're trying to push as hard as you can, yes, she is a pull, do it. If you don't really care about the arena all that much, then I would have to say this character is a pass. You can wait, it's all good. And with that, we'll see you in the next video.